Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Elswig, Mark Elswig Company, Executive Recruiters. We've been working with advisors, financial advisors at wirehouse, regional, and independent firms for the past 40 years. This is my 40th year in the business, and we help them find the right firm, monetize their practices, and when necessary, put together succession planning programs because that's been an increasingly big area the past couple of years. So today we're going to discuss morning rituals, how to start your day in a way that will make you maximally productive and successful. So, just going to start off by sharing a quote from Peter Drucker, the famous management consultant. And he says that the beginning is the most important part of the job. So, beginnings are really important. And we know that, even before you call or meet with a client, just your mindset and just the daily habits that you practice can have a major influence on the success that you experience. So today, I'm really happy to have Jim Rohrbach with us. Jim has been coaching financial advisors all over the United States for the past 27 years, and he's been working with them on how to formulate and execute various strategies to build their businesses. And I have to say that I guess one reason this webinar came together is that Jim wrote an article a number of years ago that I really liked, and I should say like, present tense. It's called Got a Morning Ritual. And I liked it so much that I printed it out and have it in a small stack of papers on my desk so I can keep referring to it in the morning. And what Jim is going to talk to us about today is how do you start your day in a way that's going to set you up for success and really help you in building your practice. So, Jim, thank you very much for being here and welcome.
Thank you, Mark. And I'm flattered that you had printed out that article and sit it on your nightstand. Hopefully, it just kind of absorbs into your mind overnight. So,
Well,
go
I
on.
like to reread it, I like, and even better, I like to do it.
Doing it is the key. It's all about creating a ritual and then sticking to it on literally a daily basis, as I have for probably most of those 27 years. And I don't miss a day. I mean, literally every morning I'm reviewing my mission statement, several affirmations, and visualizing my outcome before I do anything else. So, no phone, no internet, no TV, no radio. It's all about creating the mindset of success. And if you can start off the morning like that, you are doing a good job of setting yourself up for a successful day, which leads to a series of days is successful weeks. A series of successful weeks is a successful month, quarter, year, life. And that's really
Mhm.
what it's all about. What do you
Yeah,
want to do to control your thinking first thing in the morning before you do anything else?
right. No, that sounds like I know that sounds like a great, like a really great practice. So what I wanted to ask you, Jim, just to jump in, what is a morning ritual? How would you in a kind of general way, how would you define something like that?
A morning ritual can be different for different people. I have my own version, which I coach my clients on.
Mm-hmm.
After I do it for myself, then I help my clients develop their own ritual. But it can be anything you do to get you in what you might call the zone, this space where you're thinking and feeling positive as you arise or have arisen for your day. And again, before anything else, you don't, the worst thing any of us can do is look at the news the first thing in the morning. You put on whatever your news medium is, Google or the TV.
Right.
And I mean, what do they report? They report what is bad going on in the world, what is negative, and it's designed to make you feel, or me or any of us, fearful, negative, like, oh my God, we're going to hell in a bucket and
Hmm.
we're not going to survive. And I mean, most people perhaps do that. And I'm saying, don't start your day that way. Start your day off with taking control of your mental computer so you can program it with your mission statement, affirmations, any visualizations of the outcomes you want first thing in the morning. Again, before you do anything else. Even for me, it's before coffee, which says a lot.
That says a lot. Yes. No, I think that no, and I want to get into with you at all those things, the affirmations, the visualizations. But I guess first, the more basic question: How did you how did you realize that a morning ritual was important in the first place? How did that
Well,
happen?
let's set the clock back about 30 years. I was in through my 20s and into my 30s, and I had a decent job and I was doing okay, but I was like frustrated and kind of depressed about my prospects in life. Like, is this all there is? And
Hmm.
why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing to myself?
Hmm.
At that point, I began to read books like this one, Think and Grow Rich
Ah,
by
yes.
Napoleon Hill, listen to audio programs from Nightingale Conant Corporation for personal development, and attend seminars on goal setting, time management, visualization. And it dawned on me that, hey, I love this stuff. I have a BA in psychology, a master's education, and
Hmm.
I said, why don't I try coaching people on this? And I started up in 92. And like anyone else who starts in a business, I don't know about you, Mark, maybe you were successful right out of the box. I struggled for about 4 or 5 years, but
Of course.
finally got the right opportunity to become a telecoach, which I do all of my coaching by phone. I don't do Zoom. This is unusual for me. I don't use
Oh, I
Zoom.
see. Hmm.
I prefer the phone because then I can listen intently and take notes. If I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking at you and I'm not looking down and I can't take notes. And
Right.
also, on occasion, I don't know if it's going to happen today, at times someone's lips will move, but there'll be a split-second delay in the word they say, and that drives me nuts
Yes.
because
Yes.
I need the immediacy of the moment so I can hear what's going on with my client. Anyhow, reading the book Think and Grow Rich, for those of you that are interested in creating a mission statement, well, in chapter 2 on desire of this book, Napoleon Hill gives a formula for what he calls creating a statement of chief definite aim or major purpose. Now, Stephen Covey, in his book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, also
Hmm.
talked about the importance of creating a mission statement. And so I put two and two together and said, all right, I'm going to try this with Napoleon Hill. And I came up with my own proprietary process for helping
Hmm.
people to create a mission statement for their business. And all of my clients, that's where we start with all of my clients. You're going to create a mission statement for your business. You are going to commit it to memory and recite it every morning. That's the first assignment. Probably
Right.
people go, oh, really? Huh? But
Yeah.
I think the proof is in the pudding for my clients who actually follow through, which is the majority. They go, I get it. I use the analogy of the morning success ritual is like your warm up for the day. So I don't know how many of you are sports fans specifically. I'm a big Chicago Cubs fan right there,
Right.
wearing my Cubs shirt because they're going to make the playoffs. My Chicago Bears, let's not go there. Anyhow, um, I wouldn't want my Cubs to play a game without taking batting practice before the game, or my starting pitcher to go in the bullpen and do his warm ups. The morning success ritual is your batting practice for your financial advisory game you play before you step between the white lines of your practice. And that's the importance of starting off with creating your mission statement.
Yes. Can you give us an example of a mission statement? Just like what is a mission statement?
The mission statement is about a paragraph, and mine is with goals that describe who you are and what you're all about. So, in my example, actually, my purpose is to create happy, successful clients who have a clear cut sense of purpose, high self esteem, meaningful, achievable goals, and the ideas and skills they need to succeed at the next level in their business, guaranteed. In
Right.
essence, that's mine. There's a little more to it, but I
Hmm.
recite that every morning as my mantra, which prepares me for this is what I'm all about. So changes from just thinking of a job, oh, I'm a job as a coach. No, it's a calling, it's a mission, it's a sense of purpose about my life. And that's
Right.
what separates what I think the high achievers from people that are just getting by, making a living. And if you think you can do better, maybe we should get in touch and talk.
Yeah. So once you've defined your purpose, and I see you have your mission statement clearly memorized, you've recited it a lot, which is great. What's the next step? You mentioned did you mention affirmations or
Yeah.
visualization? What would be right after the mission
I'm a,
statement?
right after the mission statement, I'm a big
Hmm.
fan of empowering affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements in the present tense, and you say them as if they're already a fact, as if the whole world agrees, yes, this is true for me. And so,
Hmm.
an example of one of mine is, and I have like eight. We won't go through all eight, but
Hmm.
one of them is I make a positive difference in people's lives. And
Right.
everything I do is geared towards making that difference. Like I hope for some of our participants today that this is making a difference for you, that you're going, wow, that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to work with affirmations. And, you know, it's ironic that I don't know how many of you are fans of Saturday Night Live, but they used to have
Hmm.
a funny bit by a gentleman
Oh yeah.
named
Yes.
Stuart Smalley, who said, I'm smart
Yes.
enough, I'm good enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. Daily affirmation, Stuart Smalley. Al Franken was the character. And
Right.
he makes fun of a powerful principle of personal development, which I'm a big fan of a gentleman named Brian Tracy who said, affirmations as you start your day are the best way to program your mind for success. So I began to use that one. Others are, I help all of my clients to set and then achieve their goals.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I could see that. Yeah.
And another one, I constantly share useful ideas and contacts, networking, that help people succeed.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, those are three out of the eight I use. And again, I repeat them every morning so that I get up, I get going, I know who I am, I know what I'm all about, and I'm here to help other people if they need help with it to find out what their mission and purpose is and what they can affirm to make their results better.
No, and I see how that would put you once you do that, once you make those affirmations, how that puts you into a positive frame of mind about about what you're accomplishing every day, what you're doing. So I could see where that's that aligns with your mission. Those are the actions to help you realize your mission, is what
And
it
then
sounds like.
there's visualization, um,
Good.
which is nothing more than mentally picturing the outcomes you want. Now, everyone on this call, everyone everywhere is already using visualization. The difference is many people are using it to think, to visualize, well, am I going to have the Big Mac or the Whopper for lunch? And they picture the Big Mac or the Whopper, which is fine if you're hungry. But I
Mhm.
would recommend in the morning when you're starting your morning ritual that you mentally picture the outcomes you want. If you have a big meeting coming up, picture the meeting going well. Picture, like today, I pictured the seminar was going to go really great and to have
Mhm.
a lot of fun. And Mark, you promised we were going to have fun. So
We
I'm all,
are.
and or let's say you have a certain goal at the end of the year, how much you want to make. Okay, you can literally visualize your bank account with that amount in it at a future date, or you can visualize your checkbook with that amount in it. You can picture money coming to you. Whatever way you have of monitoring your income, that's how you can use visualization. So it's, again, nothing that esoteric. You don't need to shave your head. You don't need to chant Hare Krishna. You just
Right,
need to use your
right,
mental computer for to your own advantage. And that's
right. No, and I can see how that would put you in the frame of, again, getting your mindset right, put you in the frame of mind to expect success,
exactly.
that would help move you further along that move you further along that path. So that
Now,
sounds
I
interesting.
want to share something. I have mostly good days, many good days in a row. On occasion, I will have a troubling, challenging day, especially if something goes wrong with my computer or my car. It's like I have no control, and this is freaking me out, and I get a little upset. So I'm a normal human being, but
Hmm.
most days go well. But on a day that doesn't go well, that night I'm going to sleep and I'm going, well, okay, but tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up and do my morning ritual, get back in the zone. So it's the
Hmm.
habit of
Right.
day after day after day of taking the winner's attitude, no matter win or lose on a given day. And by the way, I read Bill Belichick's book, which is a great book if you're a sports fan, especially an
Hmm.
NFL fan. But
Hmm.
he talks about it's not just important to work hard to become a champion once. It's about maintaining that mindset despite the next season not winning the championship, but still working on yourself literally to maintain a champion's mindset. And I think this is what the most successful people do. Win or
Yeah.
lose, you're going to, in your own mind, you're a champion, you're a winner, you're a great success.
It's interesting. I know in your so those are like kind of the stages of the morning ritual, the mission statement, the affirmations, and then the visualization. Um, I know in your articles you mentioned in your article you mentioned like gratitude, things like that. What would come after those steps? What's the next thing someone might do?
I have several other things in the article.
Yes.
Anyone that wants it can email me, I'll send it to you. Gratitude is being grateful for the almost unlimited blessings for me that I have in my life. I'm healthy. I'm generally happy and upbeat. I have a great wife. I live in a great apartment in Evanston, Illinois, a great community, a great town. I am a member of the local YMCA where I was this morning because I exercise daily too. Um,
Hmm.
and I want to thank, for lack of a better term, thank God for all my blessings. And you can
Sure.
bring in, if you have any specific spiritual beliefs, you can thank God for all your blessings or the great force in the universe. It doesn't have to be religious, or it can be religious. If you want
Right.
to thank Jesus, Moses, Buddha, Muhammad, whoever, bring that into your morning ritual and give thanks. There's nothing like a grateful attitude to be attractive to other people. And it makes me feel great to give thanks. I also send healing energy every morning. I know a number of people who are struggling with physical challenges or even mental challenges.
Hmm.
And I will just mentally picture their name and just say I'm sending healing to my friend Petey, who's having trouble digestive issues.
Hmm.
A couple of friends are having issues with rehabbing from surgery on their legs. I'm
Hmm.
sending healing energy for them to be walking upright, full speed ahead, pain free. So these are
Hmm.
other things one can do to add to the morning ritual.
Well, I know that's a very that's a like a type of meditation where you think positive things about other people, and I think it uplifts the person who does it. So again, that's another practice to keep you mentally in a very positive zone.
Now,
Um,
there's other things I do
mhm.
that also aren't part of my morning ritual, but I do them ritualistically throughout every day.
Oh,
So
oh, good.
I read 50 nonfiction books a year related to business success, marketing, sales, success, biographies of successful people,
Hmm.
some history about like the United States, how lucky we are to be here. I'm grateful to be here. Yeah, there's a
Right.
lot of noise on right and left. It's like, you know what? We're lucky to be here. We're very blessed. We're in a very prosperous time in our country, in the world. And again, you can't pay attention to the media because they'll tell you we're falling, we're going backwards. It's like, no, don't pay attention to that. So I read these books and I keep track, and then I send out a newsletter every month. And the books I've read in the past month, I list them. And people say, how do you read 50 books a year? Two reasons. Number one, my wife and I do not have children. So
Hmm.
very
Right.
happy. We don't have children. People with children, I have clients who have one just has three kids under five.
Wow.
And so I asked him, are you reading anything? He goes, well, not for another 10 years. But that's one reason why I'm a
Hmm.
reader. Number two, I do not have cable TV. People go, but Jim, you're the biggest Cub fan we know. How can you not watch them? The answer is if I spend money on cable to watch for the Cubs or any sports, I'm going to be sitting there like a vegetable watching games instead of, and I can read a book, I can listen to the Cubs on radio. It's free and
Hmm.
actually read a book because remember, there's a lot of downtime during a baseball
Right.
game. And then during
Right.
the fall, it's football, so 5 days a week at least. Well, maybe
Yeah.
four. I don't know. There's no football on. So that's how I read 50 books a year.
Right. What time do you get up every day?
I am up most days by 4:30 a.m. Now, some
Wow.
people go, oh, that's crazy. It's too hard. But I read a great book a number of years ago called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Hal
Hmm.
Elrod, The Miracle Morning. And in it, he says that if you want to get your personal development done, knock it out right in the beginning of the morning. And that means you got to get up, means you got to go to bed a little earlier, maybe by 9. Now, on the weekends, I stay up later. Maybe I get up a little later. Although,
Hmm.
actually, during summer, I get up to get on my bicycle by 5 a.m., that's another story.
Right.
But the idea is to get your morning rituals and your exercise and your stretching done by 5:30, so you can have that cup of coffee and get on the internet.
Right. And
So
read
that's
and
when I get up.
yeah. To use it right for personal, right for like for personal development. So I think soon, I think we probably should take some questions now from the
Sure.
audience
Ever
because
got questions? Fire them
we're
in.
bumping up on the half an hour. So let me just see what we have here in the chat. Um, well, the first question is, how do I get started with a morning ritual? Someone says I don't have one, and what's a good place to start? How do I get going?
I would recommend to anyone to read Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning. And you may want to put that in the chat. And then go pull
Hmm.
out your copy of Think and Grow Rich and just read through the first four chapters. And in chapter two, there is a process called 6 Ways to Turn Desire into Gold.
Mm.
So, in the chapter on desire, I'm looking for it right now. It's on page 36. And
Hmm.
you in it, it gives you a process, 6 steps to create a draft of what he calls a statement of chief definite aim or major purpose. It's right
Hmm.
here. As you can see, I've looked at this book a few times. I review
Yeah.
it. I review it every year before I set my goals for the upcoming year.
Yeah. Well, it's a classic for a reason.
Yes,
It's a
that's
classic, that
that's the
book.
place to get started. And then to add elements like affirmations and visualization. Go slow,
Hmm.
take your time, and look up other people's morning success rituals on the internet to get clues. But the hardest thing is to get consistent with it.
Right.
You could write out this statement of chief definite aim or major purpose one time, but Napoleon Hill even says you want to commit it to memory and recite it day after day so that the vibrations of sound have reached your subconscious mind. And that's the habit of the morning ritual that you have to embrace to take yourself to the next level. I can't do it for you. I can encourage,
Right.
inspire, I can educate. I can only do it for me. And I'm glad I do it for me. And I want to encourage you to do it for you.
Right. So here's another one. It's a logical follow-up. Um, what about weekends? And suppose I miss a day. That's
Okay.
that's a that's a good one.
Um, I literally, even when I was flat on my back in the hospital, back surgery, I
Mhm.
did it laying on my back with my eyes closed in the hospital every day. I haven't missed a day probably in 27, 28 years, maybe 30 years, because I
Oh.
understand. See, let me explain something. I describe myself as a formerly shy, low self esteem, underachiever with a bad attitude. In other words, I
Hmm.
was a normal Chicago kind of wise guy. And also, again,
Hmm.
I was mostly frustrated and depressed about my prospects.
Right.
Once I started to read books like this, go to seminars, listen to audios, I realized if I changed the way I was thinking, I could change my life. So I've written another article. I don't know if you've ever seen this one, Mark.
Oh.
The article is called, Are You a Negaholic? I
Oh.
describe myself as a negaholic in recovery. So I wasn't an alcoholic. I've never had a problem
Right.
with alcohol, but I was addicted to negative thinking. And I realized I needed to take the cure of the daily morning ritual to do mission statement affirmations and visualizations like
Hmm.
AA says, Alcoholics Anonymous, one day at a time. Every
Right.
day, one day at a time. I'm going to stay sober with success. So, Ian, now if someone happens to miss a day, that's okay. Get up the next day and do it again. And notice how your day goes. One of my clients has shared with me that he noticed that when he took a day or two off, his days didn't go as well. So he recommitted to every day working on his own morning success ritual, even if it's 5 minutes, 3 minutes daily,
Right.
daily
It's the
repetition.
consistency. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
I know I watched an interview once with Jerry Seinfeld, and he or listened to it rather. He explained he has a calendar, and he allocates a certain amount of time every day to write jokes. And every time he does it, he puts an X on the calendar, and he tries never to ever miss more than one. So he sees the X's, and that's exactly what, you're saying, you're offering the same idea really.
Pretty
So
much
take one
consistency.
or two more.
All right.
Here's one. How do I know what kind of morning ritual is right for me?
If you are not sure, experiment, of course. Again, read. You can read my article if you want. You can
Mm-hmm.
um, look up morning success rituals on the internet. Get Hal Elrod's book, The Miracle Morning. Read how
Mm-hmm.
he does it. He has a system that is very self-explanatory. And based on that, make it up. You don't have to do my format exactly. but you do need to create something. And you're smart enough, if you're on this call, you're smart enough to say, okay, let me try to draft a mission statement and let me see if I can play with some affirmations. You can do a search on affirmations on Google and find some positive affirmations on Google. You can
Right.
search on visualization techniques on YouTube, and people will show you how to do it. Based on that, play around with it until you get something where you go, wow, I really feel great when I do this, and then keep doing it. Just do it over and over. And mine has evolved over the years, but the core essence of mission statement, affirmations, visualization have remained pretty much the same.
Yeah. No, it's just, no, right. You want the consistency of the process to really make like an impact on your brain and subconscious. So let me just take one last one. Uh, do I need to track my results? That's
Well, if you're any kind of a goal setter, which financial advisors should be, you're already tracking your revenue goals and your number of appointments you go on, number of networking meetings you have. So I would be like Seinfeld and track daily if you did your morning success ritual. I would encourage you to do that until it's a habit where you go, I'm going to do this. I don't even need to write it in my calendar anymore. I know this is what I'm doing every morning.
right. Oh, it sounds great. So Jim, listen, I want to really thank you. This has been a very positive and uplifting webinar. I mean that seriously, and I think that no, I think that you've shown us like a practical program for getting the day started in a way that's going to mentally attune us, put us in the right frame of mind to be, successful and productive for
Mark,
each day, which is
also,
great.
Mark,
Hmm.
were you going to share? One of my clients happened to send me something.
Oh yeah. Um, I'll tell you, I'm a technology laggard, so I don't exactly know how to share it. Maybe what I could do, I'm going to send out this video in the next few days. Let me see when I give it to the people who do it, if there's a way they could flash the screen on it and then have it
Oh, that'd be great.
formally included in the webinar. So I think that's the best way to do it. I'm
Good.
just glad everything's working, so
It's a
I'll ask
testimonial.
them to do it.
The testimonial
I
for one of my clients who talks about the difference
Yes,
between before and after he started doing it, and now he's a top producer. So God love him,
yes,
and I'm so happy. That's what it's all about for me. I'm like any other coach in a sport. It's like when my players score, I score. That's what it's all
yeah.
about.
No, but I did read the letter. It was a very moving letter of someone from an RIA in Colorado who was talking about how he used your morning ritual program to get into the frame of mind for success, and then
Yes.
how it led him there. And he's built a really magnificent business. And it was a very nice note that he sent you thanking him. It was very heartening to read. So thank you everyone. So I'll be getting out the video in the next couple of days. Jim, I want to really thank you again for sharing some really high impact information, and wish everybody a great rest of the day. Thank
Good.
you.
And if you want to get in touch with
Oh,
me and set up a free consultation, you can go to my website. I bill myself as a success skills coach. And so my website is successskills.com. You need three S's in the middle there. Otherwise, it's success kills. And we
oh,
wouldn't want that to happen. And then you
right.
free consultation and you can fill out the form and I'll be in touch.
Thanks, Jim. And I'll put the website on the replay too. So
Good.
another at the end, I'll feature your website so everyone can see it and get in touch with you. Thank you again and have a wonderful day, everybody.
Mark, thank you for having me. Bye now.